And we are live, guys. Welcome, women of high value. We're talking directly to women here. That's what I do on a daily basis on this channel in order for us to understand the male and female dynamics and help women to be happy. That's the number one goal of this channel, and educating women about how things work in general. My definition for truth is that which works in the long run and in the big scheme of things. It just simplifies things in order for you to understand, like, what is truth? What is it? What works? Because once you know a principle that works, you can apply it in every single area of your life. Take every principle to the extreme and see if it works. And then you'll be able to foundationally, line upon line, build up a happy and prosperous life that you can look back on with joy and gratitude, because it's been an amazing ride. Life is not designed to be hard. Life was designed to have joy. But there are certain success principles that need to be put in place and used. Speed of implementation of those correct principles will allow you to be happy in the long run, in the big scheme of things, and keep that happiness at a stable, consistent, top level. Like, we know and understand that most people, they say humans are emotional creatures, which basically means that we are emotional, and everyone seems to accept that both genders are emotional. I don't accept that. Men are not supposed to be emotional. Men are supposed to be completely emotionally stable, and they should learn to control their emotions and then take those emotions to another level and channel those emotions when high emotions are needed. But women, however, I never recommend for them to keep things emotionally stable. It's a waste of time, and it's dangerous. Because if you put a face on, a mask on, every single day when you go out in public, oh yeah, everything's great, I'm smiling. But you know that you're crying inside, you feel dead inside, you feel empty inside, and you just basically want to, throw the table up in disgust because you are pissed. And yet you put a face on and put a smile on because no one can see that you're actually feeling the way you're feeling. The fact that you're feeling those negative emotions is proof and evidence that the things that are happening in your life are bad. And something needs to change. Very often, all of the time, it's the man's fault. We gotta understand that. It is not your fault that you feel the way you feel. It's the man's fault. He's the one who can change it. And this is why women nag their husbands. If they didn't have an inherent knowledge and understanding that it is the man's fault, then women would take responsibility and they would do everything. And this is what they're trying to do today, and it's not working. It's actually making things worse because when women just keep trying to succeed and be super women and do everything, and then she looks at her sister wife, the guy who is basically a girl, and he's not helping out the way he's supposed to, then obviously the nagging, the complaining, and all that stuff will happen. You gotta understand that your strive for success is bad for you. It's bad for your health, and it's bad for your long-term happiness and joy. What should be happening is that your husband, your man, should be the one who establishes a foundation, a house of order before he marries you, before he even asks for your hand from your father, hopefully. And then he should have order in business and in financial means during the marriage, no matter how many kids you guys have. It is not your responsibility to bring in the dough. If you do bring in the dough or bring in some of the dough, then that should be your luxury money, completely yours. And the husband provides 400%, everything. The 50-50 deal, very bad. Very bad. Just my opinion. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you guys today is a little bit going into the things I shared yesterday. I was sharing about how the masculine woman is continuously trying to keep things stable, fake, and then she has an emotional exponential growth curve or decline curve, if you want to call it that, in terms of her need for spikes and her need for stimulant spikes. So unnatural spikes we're talking about here now, okay? Unnatural spikes that actually causes her health over time to decline. What are some of those things? Well, some of those things would be excessive exercise, for example. Exercise and fitness is critical. It's important. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it afterwards. But excessive exercise, when that's your whole life, that's an issue. And excessive focus on food, again, that's an issue, because the majority of your life is supposed to be relationships, not discipline. Relationships. Have you noticed when you talk to a person and you're so happy and all those things? That's easy, and it feels good, and you feel accepted, and you feel joy, you feel happiness, you feel pumped, you feel bubbly, you feel fired up. But when you're by yourself doing something by yourself and doing disciplined things, meaning doing things that you don't want to do, that's bad for you. So anyway, going back to, again, I'm going back all over the place, but hopefully in between you can find some nuggets that will help you. Eventually, yes, I will edit these videos, but right now I just have to bring it out and then have you guys ask me questions. So, more masculine she is, the more she requires the unnatural spikes. So what I actually wanted to share in this video was, where should she get her natural spikes from? Because spikes are important. Spikes make us happy. Because, you can't just have an even keel happiness all the time, because then that's not really dynamic. There's no growth to it. There's no excitement, bubbly, up, a little bit up and down emotional stability should be had among women, or else they feel dead, right? The emotional stability, very bad. So, but it shouldn't be like this. Happiness, depressed. Happiness, depressed. Happiness, depressed. That's not good. But being massively happy, massive joy, and then joy, happy. Massive joy, and then joy, happy. Do you understand what I mean? There's an emotional instability, but over the happiness curve. That's what we're trying to create. Oh man, wouldn't that be amazing? Exactly. I promise you, this channel will get better. You got to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below so that I can invest more into making this channel amazing, because it will blow your mind and it will make you happy long term. Where should these natural spikes come from? First of all, I will say loving relationships. There's three aspects of life. You've got relationships, you've got health, you've got money, right? The money aspect for women is bad. They were not meant to be responsible for the provision of funds for the family. That they help out in the house and that they gathering things, and that they've been doing that for thousands of years, gathering berries and working in the orchard sometimes, to support their husband, blah, blah, blah. That's normal. That's inherent within women. But you got to understand that women do that naturally and happily and without need for discipline. The moment you have to attach money to it, now it becomes a discipline. and it becomes a rejection thing. You have to go out in the marketplace to compete, rejection, against other people, and you've got to improve, which means you got to work harder, and you've also got to impress, and you've got to serve clients, and then they reject you because they don't want your business. Like, you don't want that. Take rejection out of your life. And you only are left with two things, which is relationships and health. Will there be some rejection here? Yes. But if you take out the money aspect, the finances aspect, you can focus on these two, making your life so much easier and so much less disciplined. Going back to the relationship aspect, spikes should come from family and friends. That's just the way it is. That's where you want the majority of your spikes to come from. You feel comfort. You give comfort. You make other people happy. They make you happy. You work together as a group in harmony in order to move towards a progressive realization of a worthwhile goal. And you're doing it one step at a time, enjoying the journey. It's the men who's supposed to be fired up about the results and having vision of the future and then making it happen. But you just tag along, enjoy the journey, say hi to everyone, shake everyone's hands, and just give them hugs. And the girly thing, the feminine thing. That's what you're designed to do, but it's also the thing that brings you happiness and spikes. Another aspect, and this is part of the family and friends again, but it's the girl time. Women need a lot more girl time than they're getting today. My mother has always asked me, like, why is your wife very often so alone? Because she's got the 3 kids, and she doesn't really want to spend time with other women. Well, I'll explain to you why. The reason why is because women right now, a lot of them have a lot of different philosophies on life. And my wife obviously has a lot of different philosophies on life because she wants to be emotionally stable. She wants to remain up at the top there. The moment she involves herself with other people, like deeply with other people who have completely different philosophies of life, it increases her the possibility and probability of rejection massively. Now, does she need to spend time with girls? Yes. What she desires is those deep, powerful girl relationships that she cannot get from me, as I'm masculine. I'm working towards becoming more of a man every single day, which means I won't understand and communicate with her as powerfully as a woman with the same philosophy of life would with her. Working in harmony together to make things happen and to solve problems and issues in the home. That's what my wife wants. But we've been living in Norway where everyone is talking about put your kids in kindergarten, put your kids in school, and the government wants you to do this and that and the other. And their philosophies are like, why are you doing what you're doing? And my wife basically would be rejected on a daily basis because we did things differently than everyone else. Doesn't she want to be with girls? Yes, she would. But she only wants to be with people who support her philosophies of life. And I completely agree with her. Does that mean that in the short term she will be lonely? Yes. Am I building this movement for her to get those friends? Absolutely. Because we want other women to understand these principles that give them joy and happiness all the time. I know it doesn't sound realistic. It sounds very idealistic. But that's how it should be. Shouldn't things be ideal? Yes. Can men create an ideal environment for women? Absolutely. Are they doing that today? No. Because they've got the wrong philosophies of life. They're practicing principles that don't work. Which means that it's not true. And it's not going to make people happy in the long term. And men are succumbing to the modern woman philosophy of 50-50. Let's try and work things out. where the man is not the leader and he continuously is depressed because he can't get sex with his wife and he can't get sex with anyone else, so he watches porn and he masturbates all the time. What kind of life is that? Ralph Waldo Emerson, the massive men live lives of quiet desperation. What a sad tale. Why are only 3% of men fired up outside their brain? Shouldn't everyone be fired up outside their brain? Yes. If the system is not creating an opportunity for people to actually, the majority of people to succeed, then that system, there's something wrong with that system. The system, therefore, needs to be changed. Obviously, you can see I'm very passionate about this subject, and I'm completely detouring from the things that I was supposed to say. All right. All right. Part of relationships. Being in love. Let me share with you this one. This is powerful stuff. When I say that women should be happy, massively happy, happy, massively happy, happy, massively happy, that's what I think about being in love as well. Very often, today's world, they're thinking realistically, oh, love is not something that you can feel continuously for all the time for the rest of your life. Being in love is a feeling that is just there in the beginning, but then after that comes a deeper relationship, like a deeper relationship of depth, you know? And it's not longer the passionate and love and lust and attraction thing that used to fire you up in the past. Now it's more like, oh, you're friends, you know? You connect on a so much deeper level as friends. Like, no. That is horrific. That is not the way marriage is supposed to be at all. And I'm passionate about it because the fact is that women who are not in love are slowly dying. They're dying. And if they're not allowed to be in love, then something's wrong with the system. And I'm telling you right now that there are answers out there for how the woman can be in love all the time. I'm passionate about that too. Anyway, I'm not being emotional. Seriously. Okay. And then there you go. Sexual gratification. True sexual gratification. This is, in some ways, what women truly live for. This is their passion in life. This is what should be it should be a natural part of her everyday life. I'm not saying every day she should have true sexual gratification because I mean a large majority of women have never had orgasms. So it's like there's again something horrifically wrong with the system and the way that women are educated. Or it's just simply the fact that from evolution, women have not been taught the secrets of lovemaking, and men have not been taught the secrets of lovemaking, or it's been kept as secrets only held for the emperors and the, you know. That information today is available. It is out there, but the problem is that whenever you start looking for it, you end up going into dark places, and I don't recommend for people to do that. So there needs to be an education system where women can learn that art, because it is an art, and it does require skill. And guess what? When you're focused on success and money and all those things, and rejection and all those things going on in your life, you can never get to that aspect of understanding those things, which is such a shame, because that was supposed to be, in some ways, what life, a big portion of your life should have been about. Now, people will say, oh no, sex isn't important. It's like saying money is not important. Money matters. Sex matters. Joy and happiness matters. And it comes from abundance. Abundance of joy, abundance of passion, abundance of happiness, abundance of everything. You can have it all, but you need to find the right husband. It is critical. If you choose any guy and you choose him based on the emotions that you're having, instead of allowing a network of people to choose him, and then you select out of that selection of guys who are passionate about improvement, passionate about thinking big, making things happen, creating wealth. Sex matters, money matters. And the last thing, consistent and sustainable levels of exercise. If women have that, they're both healthy and fit, and they'll also focus, of course, on healthy foods. Yeah, this became a lot longer than I wanted to, but at the same time, you know, I did have the time to do this video today. I didn't spend as much time planning. I promise you these videos will just continuously improve and become better, but in between, I hope that you're getting something out of it. I hope that you're getting some value. If you are, please comment down below and smash that like button. And I will consistently share my views, share my thoughts, because I love women. They should be unburdened. I love children. They should be unburdened. And they should be allowed to just enjoy life. Life was designed for people to have joy. And that's what this channel is going to bring. This is the Women of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you again tomorrow.